Greg, good to talk to you again. You've played in a lot of games. You've watched a lot of games. You broadcast a lot of games. Where would you put yesterday's game between the Cowboys-Commanders on that list?
Well, I think it's safe to say it's right at or near the top. And especially, I think it was really just the contrast of that fourth quarter, 41 points, how those 41 points were scored were just, it was absolute chaos. But it really came after a pretty pedestrian 2.5, 3 quarters. Like nobody really could get anything going. It was red zone field goals that were a circus to begin with. We couldn't make field goals, couldn't make extra points leading up to that. And then the fourth quarter just got insane. Special teams plays, both good and bad. 86-yard, in essence, Hail Mary type plays in desperation mode that go for touchdowns. It was just, I can't say I've ever seen a sequence of events that culminated with an ending like that, all in one quarter, all down the stretch, maybe ever, at least in a game that I can remember.
And you bring up a great point. Sometimes we go, boy, that was a great game. It wasn't a great game, but it was a great finish. It was a great final quarter. When you guys get together with the Commanders during the week and you sit down with Jaden Daniels, how much are you allowed to ask about how healthy he is with those ribs? Because it certainly looked like their game plan was different with those ribs, that they weren't going to put him out there running.
Yeah, I think yesterday was probably the healthiest he's been, and it was probably the most that they had been willing to activate him as a design runner that we've seen at least through the last couple weeks. So when you go back to the Philly game and the Pittsburgh game before that, their previous two losses, they weren't using him as a runner at all. So I think yesterday he had the nice touchdown run in the third quarter. That was a really nice design, really nice play there off the left side. Had a few other nice ones. He ran a speed option in the first half for a big pickup for a first down, couple scrambles. So I think yesterday was the healthiest he's been in a long time. It seemed like they kind of ran the entire offense through him as they were earlier in the season. It's really just their inability to get the ball downfield. That's the big problem that they're having. And the irony is, it kind of at the end of the game in desperation mode, when they needed a 2-minute score and a 2-point conversion down 11, they got it, throwing the ball downfield, attacking. And then, of course, the Terry McLaurin 86-yard touchdown in desperation mode was another one. So they opened it up there at the end of the game, and I just think they need to do it more.
How do you explain what Dallas did? And I don't know if this is more on the Commanders or you give credit to the Cowboys.
I think it's probably, as like anything, I think it's a combination of both. But I give Mike McCarthy and that Cowboys group a lot of credit. I mean, they were reeling. And then they come into that game yesterday, and they're excited to get Deron Bland back. They're all-pro corner. He had missed the entire season with a foot injury. They get him back. They get Parsons back. But then they lose Diggs. Trevon Diggs, he was out due to injury. But it was really the offensive side of the ball that we knew going in was just really down a lot of guys. They had CeeDee Lamb, and then it was a lot of backups. They're missing Tyler Smith, missing Zach Martin, rotating at left tackle. They thought Brandon Cooks was going to come back. He ended up being out another week. And, of course, Cooper Rush taking over for Dak. So they showed a lot of life. They made plays where they had to. Schoonmaker, again, the backup tight end to Jake Ferguson. He makes the big touchdown there in the end. So it was really a good effort, but it was special teams, it was defense, and it was offense. And it was really more the recipe that we're used to seeing from this Dallas team that's had a lot of success. Take the ball away, make splash special teams plays, and then obviously get the offense going. So that's what they did yesterday, and I think they deserve a lot of credit.